Good morning. It's Monday. I am ready to work here at the warehouse. We've got day 10 of This Naked Mind, the Alcohol Experiment Journal here for you. We got a good one. It's not going to be too long and wordy like yesterday. Day 10, dealing with sugar cravings. Be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best you can. Quote by Anonymous. So, it might surprise you to learn that you may experience heightened sugar cravings during this 30-day challenge. Both sugar and alcohol create a similar kind of response in the brain. Let's dig into why. Dopamine is called the learning molecule because it is signaled when the brain wants us to repeat the behavior or learn. It is used for reinforcement. Addictive substances cause the brain to flood with dopamine. That's true for alcohol and for sugar, which is also addictive. Dopamine is triggered by the substance, in this case, rather than by something that is important for survival. But the flood of dopamine tricks the brain into believing that alcohol is vital for survival. Just think, because of the flood of dopamine, your brain is learning that alcohol is important for your very survival. No wonder it's so addictive, and no wonder when you're in the throes of addiction, it's almost impossible to visualize life without the substance. Let's see. Some studies say that the brain reacts in a similar way to sugar as to substances such as cocaine and heroin. When you take a break from alcohol, the loss of a dopamine response causes the brain to seek out the high level of dopamines in other forms. This is why we have sugar cravings. Finally, you may be accustomed to using alcohol as a treat or reward. If you say things like, I had a hard day and I need a drink, or I need a drink to relax, you're probably associating alcohol with a treat. But since you're not drinking right now, your brain searches for another way to get that treat or reward. And a very common way to do that is with sugar. So you might think you're craving sugar when what you actually want is a treat or reward. Maybe a night out with friends, a movie, or a massage would give you the same feeling of getting a treat without all the sugar. And Annie goes on to write, shaming yourself is counterproductive to lasting change and self-acceptance. When I stopped drinking, I knew that I was already accomplishing something amazing by taking a break from booze, and worrying about my sugar intake seemed like a lot to take on at the same time. I'm going to turn the page here. So, 5 pieces of advice for dealing with sugar cravings. Exercise, elevate your heart rate. Eat fruit when you feel the need for sugar. Drink lots of water. Keep your blood sugar stable. And consume naturally fermented food and drinks. I like the eat fruit suggestion because I was craving some sugar last night. And when I realized that all I had bought for myself that was sweet was oranges, I said, maybe I don't want the sugar after all. And then the consuming naturally fermented food and drinks. I just love that one because my girlfriend, Voltarine, she is always telling me that I should replace drinking with kombucha and hot herbal teas. That works for her. And I did treat myself to a kombucha this weekend. And then I looked at how much sugar was in it, and I will not be doing that again. Okay, so the last section of this day's journal says baby steps. So when you decide to quit something, in this case alcohol, it may not be a good idea to tack on a bunch of other massive goals. Perfectionism is not a good thing. The stress weighs us down. So she says take baby steps. Studies show that trying to accomplish everything all at once, big goals, is a recipe for failure. So that would be like, I'm taking a break from alcohol, so I might as well quit sugar, start meditating, and run 5 miles every day. For me, I waited till I got some of my energy back, and then I started doing push-ups and drinking as much water as possible. So my goals were remove my desire for alcohol, drink enough water that my pee would be clear, and steadily do more push-ups every day, or at least push-ups to failure. So since I don't really have sugar cravings, I'm not going to do the journal entry response today. But I do want to tell you about this dream I had last night. So tonight, I'm going to Triangle Club. It's the CMA, Crystal Meth Anonymous. Here in the program, we go to virtually every type of meeting you can imagine. And I had a dream that someone very close to me, someone who doesn't use drugs, had suddenly decided to start smoking meth. And they were at this house. There was a bunch of naked men walking around, and there was another person in the family who had apparently like enabled the situation. And this is not a reflection of these two people as much as it's a reflection of just the fact that I love them, because neither one of them would ever do drugs to my knowledge. But I was going around and I kept picking up this contraband and trying to hide it from this person because I didn't want them to go down that path. And there was even a guy who like dropped some crack on the floor, a bag of crack. I'm not even sure what that looks like, to be honest with you. But he said, "This is the best crack that I ever had." And so I was picking it up and I kept trying to hide it from my loved one and just saying, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do this, which is, I've never had a dream like that. But I have had lots of dreams where it's almost like my subconscious or spirit guide or God or whatever you want to call it is tempting me and showing me that, hey, I think I'm good right now, but I'm not where I want to be. Or I shouldn't underestimate the power of addiction. So I've had dreams in the last couple months about being tempted by alcohol, and those showed me that even though I thought I was good, if I had the opportunity to drink, I probably would take it. And so it was really nice to have a dream where I was trying to get rid of drugs and contraband, and I didn't have any temptation to actually get high myself. But I think also it just has to do with the fact that I'm going to a Crystal Meth Anonymous meeting tonight. So that's always fun. You hear some good stories over there. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in and have a great day. And I hope you enjoy this beautiful sunrise.